All right, hello again. I missed yesterday's video, so this video is going to be kind of a quick one to make up for yesterday, and then I'll make a second one, later today. So I guess I was just thinking about in the gym today. Can you grow without pain? And I've thought about this many times, and I think that I've probably made at least a partial video on this in the past. But for me, I think it's interesting how people have a very negative relationship with pain. When they get uncomfortable, they run from that quickly, right? They want to avoid discomfort, which is natural. That's very instinctual to when you touch your hand on a hot stove or whatever, your first instinct is that's uncomfortable, that hurts, remove yourself as fast as possible, right? And so in that situation, it's a safety mechanism. However, I think in a lot of other situations, it's not. Yes, there is certainly an aspect to that keeps you alive, right? There's a reason that you're afraid of heights, and that you're afraid of snakes, and you're afraid of falling down, and whatever, X, Y, Z. There's an instinctual survival reason that you're afraid of those things, and that's fine. Where that seems to cross the line, though, is just in your normal life, right? And most of the time, the things that you're feeling uncomfortable about aren't things to be running away from, right? So in the gym, for example, I always think about things in the gym like this. The gym kind of opens up my mind to different creative ideas, and just kind of gets me thinking about different things, because it changes my state, right? That's Tony Robbins right there. That's a Tony Robbins thing. So I was just thinking about that earlier today in the gym when I was working out, is the whole time you're in the gym, the whole thing is discomfort. Every part of it is uncomfortable. Nothing really feels good in the gym. I mean, people would argue that working out feels good and that the burn feels good, but really the burn is painful, right? I mean, when you're working out, it's a very uncomfortable feeling, especially if you're really getting after it. It's painful. I'd say it's painful. But the thing is, when you're feeling that pain, that is exactly the thing that's going to grow you. I mean, like literally physically grow you. When you're feeling pain in your legs, that means that you're tearing your muscles and they're going to regrow stronger, right, than before. So you're literally growing through pain in the gym. But I think that's a good metaphor for other things in life as well. When you're uncomfortable in life, it means that you're doing something new and different and kind of scary, which means that you're growing. If you're like for example, whenever I'm needing a new job or seeking a new, a change of pace, that whole process is very uncomfortable to me. I don't feel particularly welcome, maybe is the right word. But when I'm making calls to employers and I'm going by their offices and talking to them and I'm emailing them, none of that really feels like, I don't want to do any of that really. It's all pretty uncomfortable to me. But I just know that through that, I guess you can call that pain, or through that discomfort, I know that things happen after that. And a perfect example of that was, for a long, long time, I was searching for a climbing company to work for. Actually, I'm wearing this shirt right now, Whetstone. So I'm working here today. It's my first day at Whetstone today. And so through my persistence, and again, not to like pat myself on the back too much and, whatever. But through the persistence and through seeking that discomfort, I got a job here. And that was so cool for me, because for a long time, not much was happening, right? I was looking for a climbing job and I couldn't really find one. People didn't really need me. They were too far away. They already had employers. They were stuck, whatever the reason might be. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find work for a while. But I kept pushing and I kept pursuing companies. And eventually, Whetstone called me and they're like, "Hey, do you want a job?" And then I was like, or do you want to, well, I guess they asked for an interview first, but they offered me a job. And I was just like, "Oh yes, thank you so much." And I was so proud of myself for pushing through all this discomfort, because all of it was but rough. I didn't want to do any of it, but I really feel like going through that pain is what you have to do to reach whatever you're searching for, right? So in this certain scenario, this case, a climbing gym, I just did that until I got the job. I know Les Brown has this story. He wanted to be a disc jockey, so he was in, I think, high school, and he was labeled as educable mentally retarded. And his teacher one time pulled him aside and said, "What do you want to do?" And he wanted to be a disc jockey. And so he went to this disc jockey company. I don't even know what company it was, but he went down there. He said, hey, can I work for you guys? Do you guys need help? And then, the guy was like, no, get out of here. What are you doing? We don't need any help. And so he was sent home. And he did that over and over and over until finally the boss guy was like, oh, he got frustrated. He was like, oh, just go get me a cup of coffee. And then he was just like, and then Les Brown was like, yes, sir, you got it. And then he went, from there, he got his foot in the door, and then he ended up working there because he was so engaged and so involved in that process that eventually things happened and he got the job. And so I can promise you, though, that during that process, he wasn't comfortable. He didn't want to go down there and do that, but he did, and it paid off. So I guess that's kind of the main message for today, is just that don't run from pain and discomfort as quickly as you probably are inclined to. I think most people these days are terrified of that feeling, right? I mean, we're always seeking comfort and things that are easy to do, but I think that that's a dangerous thing. I know I've probably shared this quote several times now, but in the book Be Obsessed or Be Average, he says playing it safe. Grant Cardone says playing it safe is the most dangerous thing that you can do. So don't run from fear. Well, yeah, okay, don't run from fear, but don't run from discomfort, and don't run from pain, and embrace those things, because a lot of times that is the best way to grow. And so while you think that maybe you're in a place of darkness and you've hit rock bottom or whatever, understand that is you growing right there, being in that place. So anyway, that's my quick little catch-up video. I didn't even write anything down this time. Nothing on this little notepad. That was all up here. That felt dumb. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna go to the library. Roger out.